Chapter 15. Slowly, Kayla grew aware of a painful pounding at the front of her forehead. Nearby, she heard voices speaking in low tones. The pounding inside her grew so intense that she couldn't bear to open her eyes. She focused on the voices as a way to distract herself from the pain. "Nurse, when her records arrive, let me know," a male voice spoke. "I'll do the tattoo then." "What if she regains consciousness before then?" the nurse asked. "Sedate her. She's over 17 and has no tattoo. This is for her own good. It's either tattoo her or turn her over to the global officers." "Is that the law now, doctor?" "Yes, and she has no parents to insist she get tattooed." Kayla squeezed her eyes together. No parents? No parents? The event of the night before suddenly came back to her. The fire. The wall of flames screaming in from the kitchen. Her mother. Where was her mother? She forced her eyes open. The bright overhead hospital light made the pounding even worse, and she became aware of a smoky, acrid smell and realized it was her own hair. Was her mother somewhere in the hospital, in the burn unit? Pushing up on her elbows brought out a fit of hard coughing. The doctor and nurse hurried to her side. "She's inhaled a lot of smoke," the doctor said to the nurse. When the coughing subsided, Kayla turned towards them. "My mother?" she asked. "So sorry, dear," the doctor said. "She didn't make it." "No," Kayla wailed. "No, it can't be true." She sank back onto the bed and turned her face into the pillow, soaking it with tears. A firm hand clasped an arm tightly, and before she could lift her head, a needle stung her upper arm. She tried to turn, but didn't have the strength as she spiraled into darkness. When Kayla opened her eyes again, the room was a dusky gray. She felt more relaxed than ever in her life, as if no muscle were even slightly tense. When someone coughed and she slowly turned towards the sound, a middle-aged woman lay in a bed several feet away from her. She slept uneasily, moving frequently, and Kayla remembered that she was in the hospital, and then she remembered everything. Her mother was dead, and they were going to code her. She checked her wrist. No barcode. They hadn't done it yet. Her vision was hazy, and everything in the room was blurred. Two bright and white forms entered the room. "She's awake," the nurse spoke softly to a second nurse. "She's still feeling the effects of the sedation, I'm sure." "Just keep her calm. I'll get Dr. Andrews," the second nurse replied, leaving the room. "He's licensed to code." Kayla worked to pull herself into full consciousness. Somehow, she had to throw off this drugged state and think clearly. "Straighten up," she silently commanded herself. Dr. Andrews would come in and tattoo her, and then there would be no more wondering what to do. It would be done. There was no way she could stop it now. Not in her present condition. Maybe not even in any condition. A jolt of pain ran through her. This was it, the beginning of the end of her life. The mark of mental illness would be on her. The mark of this or any serious illness would forever exclude her from the real achievements in life, because no one would ever want to hire her for fear of having to pay her doctor bills. There was no avoiding the tattoo now. Why bother caring, she thought. Her parents were both dead. She'd never see Amber again. Ezekiel had betrayed her. What was left for her to fight for? This was too big to fight, too powerful. It was bound to win in the end. It was a kind of relief to stop fighting against it. Something in the room crashed. "Oh my God," the nurse cried. Part 2. When the way comes to an end, then change. Having changed, you pass through. I Ching.